Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to VBL3. We're here at Dandenong Club. My name's Tony Sherwell. Very happy to be bringing you the final match here for sections C and D before we work out who'll be through to finals next weekend at CluBarham. There's still one leg to go. That's the leg of singles and fours, where we're about to bring in the match between Ocean Grove, the Grovers, up against Dandenong Pulse. That'll be Tyson Chromy representing Ocean Grove up against Gary Kelly for Dandenong Club. Joining me in commentary, Pulse Victoria Events and Competitions Manager, Troy Stafford. Afternoon, Troy.
Afternoon, Tony. Great to be here. First VBL that I've been involved in, and couldn't have asked for a more exciting event.
Yeah, plenty of excitement here, isn't there?
Yesterday with that shootout, and then today in this final match in Section C, we've got Ocean Grove Grovers who will go through to next week at CluBarham, and the other three teams, I believe, are all still in with a chance to make that finals week next weekend.
Yeah, none of them kind of have the fate in their own hands. They all got to rely on a couple of other results, so it's action aplenty here. Of course, the other section, Section D, that took place here is wrapped up and completed. Warrnambool Bulls have topped the section. They'll go through. And joining them is Deer Park, who will also be through to finals at CluBarham next week. The match is just underway now. Tyson Chromy with the first bowl. We thank our marker, Rodney Bates, ITO, who'll be marking this match, which promises to be a cracker. Both players very strong.
We got one with oodles of international experience, and then we got another that's absolutely up and coming, one of our future stars of the game. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, not wrong. Not wrong at all. There's also a match, of course, between the CluBarham Suns and the Sebastopol Kookaburras. So that match, the Suns and the Burrows, we will give you scores on. That's on rink 3 and 4. You'll see shots of that in the background every now and again. And if you'd like to follow along end by end scores, you can do so on Bowls Link. So Gary Kelly opens with a toucher. Tyson Chromy says, good idea, let's get close to this little white thing, and does. So the story for CluBarham Suns is they needed to win all 4 matches this afternoon to try and get their way through to the finals. They also need to rely on Ocean Grove beating Dandenong Pulse. And Sebastopol not without their chances as well. They obviously need to beat CluBarham Suns and rely on Ocean Grove too. So bit to play out here this afternoon. 2-hour time limit. Singles and fours, 12 ends of fours and 21 up in singles.
Just splitting those back 2 bowls there, Tyson. He's got a couple of catches there, forcing Gary perhaps not to play too much weight.
It's very difficult to tell with the familiar Gary Kelly style. You think he's shaping up to play weight each shot,
but he doesn't need to when he can play weight like this. Just catches his bowl. I think he's gone to 2 down.
Yeah, fine effort. Tyson Chromy accounted for Brad Marin in the last singles match, so he's in a bit of good form.
And my apologies there. He's one down with 3 seconds. I think I saw the wrong part of Gary Kelly's bowl. You got the blue of Gary Kelly, and then you got the blue of Tyson. So it just depends how the bowl lands.
Get him on the wrong angle, it can be very tough to tell the difference. So the blue and red is Tyson Chromy, and the blue and orange, Gary Kelly. It's a nice looking bowl in here, Tyson Chromy, and a shout out to all of the markers and scorers, umpires that we've had helping us out here at VBL3. Game doesn't occur without umpires and markers, so we really do appreciate their time.
Gary will be giving this one a chance. Got 3 really nice catches there. Going big.
Takes out one of his own, just misses Tyson Chromy, so pick up a couple. On the board, 2-0.
Looks to be a cracking day out there. We've been under this magnificent roof here at Dandenong Club, but looking outside, beautiful sunshine.
A far cry from what it was last night. There was rain and wind and lightning. Forced the halt of an AFL match for a little while.
Looks to be a better track here, Tyson Chromy.
Yeah, he had his weight spot on, as you said. Corrected his line nicely.
Covers up the jack. It always makes it that slightly more challenging when you can't see the jack. That's why it's so important to nail that line when you can.
Shout out to our marker a couple of rinks over, Chris Wallace. Brad Marin is an absolute weapon of a drive. So Chris Wallace is going to have to be on his toes.
Two to Tyson here at the moment. Gary looking to improve on his opening 2 bowls.
Looks like not a bad track coming in, all on his speed.
If he gets past that bowl, he's got the jack.
He does.
A little bit like that.
Draws a little bit of applause from Tyson Chromy. Good shot.
The other thing he's got going for him too is he's got the 2 catches there.
Yeah.
Just shows the importance of missing in good areas and getting past the jack. It just sets things up for later in the end. It doesn't matter what match we're talking, whether it's singles or any format of our game. If you're missing behind the jack, always useful. Just not coming back for Tice.
No, Gary Kelly with a free hit. If he can get the jack back, he's got a chance to make a multiple here.
In fact, a maximum.
Yep. Don't disappear, hang on. Don't disappear.
Wanting it to hang off that front bowl, which is done.
You might have heard him saying the effects mic, don't disappear, as he walked past the commentary booth. Good enough for a couple.
Squares our game up here in the singles. Old bull 2, young bull 2.
At this rate, we could have a draw. Can't quite happen, can it?
Well, it can if they get timed out.
Well,
that could just, we haven't quite had that today, so we could have that one that little bit of drama to the mix.
Yeah, why not? We've had just about everything else. We've had a cracked bowl.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, was that from a Matty Flapper drive?
Yeah, Matty Flapper drive that hopped up over the bank and careered into some stones and everything else. Little crack in that one. Thankfully, for him, he's playing triples and pairs, so only needs 3.
Might send that back to Henselite to get looked at, I'd say.
Yeah, 4s and pairs, obviously, I meant to say. The line's good from Tyson Chromy, just needs another few spins.
Who's your tip here in this game, Tone?
Look, I don't think either player's going to have it all their own way, put it that way. I think we'll see the odd bit of high scores, but a good close match. But I think I'm going to have to go with the experience of Gary Kelly on this occasion.
All right, well, I'm going to vote 1 for the young buck. Exuberance, excitement.
As I said, Tyson Chromy has just come off beating Brad Marin, so he's in good form.
And draws a shot.
And there you go.
Has he done enough? I think so.
Yep. Red paddles of our marker. Rodney Bates signifying 1 shot to Gary Kelly. Oh, fair bit going on next door.
Matty a lull.
They were up and about and then realised they may not have gotten what they wanted.
Sitting a bowl. I think they've kicked 2 out.
Got a couple, a chance at making a few more too, but
It's the first end there in the 4s. Goes the way of the pulse.
oh, Gary Kelly in good touch. He's got 4 within a mat.
Makes it a bit tougher for Tyson. Might look to play forehand now and get the split on those 2 bowls.
So in matches earlier today, Ocean Grove beat Dandenong Pulse in the pairs 13-9. In the triples, they had a draw, 13 shots apiece.
Lining up with big weight here, Tyson. Got something.
Yeah, Jack
Killed
out of
the
bounds,
end.
well played.
Rules in VBL here. Dead ends are replayed. Got a 2-hour time limit just in case things go for a long time. But otherwise, dead ends are replayed.
We haven't really gone too close to the time limit at anything, have we? We've had a few that were sort of on their last end, but
I think we had one on the last night was on they just put the mat down in the singles.
Yep.
Was the Bulls versus the Eagles. Just put the mat down before that buzzer went off, and it was 19 all, and the winner of that end won the whole match.
Yep. Of course, for those who are tuning into VBL for the first time, no jack rolls at all. Jacks are placed at the discretion of the player, obviously within the minimum and maximum legal lengths. Can't just place it over there near the toilets.
No, well, I'd probably put it about 3 metres away, give myself a chance to score.
Try and reach out. I'd go a little bit more conservative, 2 foot away.
I'd be heavy if I did that. Yeah. I'd probably trot on the jack as I stepped.
Yes.
Another good opener by Gary Kelly. And almost equally matched by Tyson, but just dropping a touch short. Forces Gary onto the other hand, though. Early days on the rinks next door, but we have in singles action Brad Marin versus Brody Harker, and Brody's taken a 4-shot-0 lead for the Suns versus the Boroughs, and only one end completed in the fours, with the Boroughs up 1-0 against the Suns. Very nice, Gary Kelly. Gets away the bowl away very smoothly, does Tyson Chromy?
He certainly does.
Just lacking. Interesting to see what Tyson does here. If he elects to play more weight, he could take those 2 bowls out and make 3. But he can't see the entire bowl. So my gut feel is he won't play it big enough to get them both. He'll play enough to land that bowl of Gary's or turn his own up. But I think both are legitimate shots here. Going big, I think. Backing himself to get the edge. Wants it to hold. Oh, he got one. So stiff.
Very, very close indeed. So this is one to Gary Kelly. Everyone seems relatively happy with that. (3-2) Troy, early days.
Both started well.
Yeah, if the first few ends are any indication of what we got in store, I think we'll all be very, very pleased.
Bang on line, but just a touch short by Gary. Well pointed here, Tyson. Very, very good opening bowl. Pretty good response by Gary Kelly, though.
Tyson just confirming with our marker Rodney Bates as to position of his bowl in relation to the jack.
Just running a touch.
Afternoon, Brendan. Troy Stafford's in commentary with me today. Bowls Victoria's Events and Competitions Manager. Started on Monday. We've already got him working on a weekend as well, so
Hard taskmasters here at Bowles Vic.
Conditions are tough. Not a bad way to spend a weekend, though.
Well, there's a fair chance I might have been here watching anyway.
Yeah, true. And Jacket, to answer your question, yes, there is. So teams vote on the opposing team's players with a 3-2-1 system, i.e. the Ocean Grove team will get together and vote Dandenong's best players, 3-2-1, and vice versa. And at the end of the series, there's a player of the series who wins himself a nice little prize, $1,000. And of course a trophy. And their name etched in the record books.
And most importantly, bragging rights.
Correct. Is Gary Kelly just having a look at this head? He'll make his way back to the mat.
Not an easy shot here for Gary.
Certainly not.
He's got an open draw on the backhand, but nothing to sit on. He's got the forehand where he can just skirt his bowl, which I think he's going to opt for, and try and get back to Tyson's bowl. Just left it out a touch wide. Free hit here for Tyson. He'd be wanting to make this last bowl count. Not going to get a lot of opportunities last bowl. 2 feet or more room against Gary Kelly to draw a shot.
Asking for it to woo. Come back from there. Pick up a single nonetheless. We're back to 3-all.
Another 2 to the pulse next door as well. Tone in the 4s makes it 4-0 after 2.
Both strong combinations, those 4s teams.
Very, very strong. We did have a discussion that we could have absolutely streamed either of those games.
Yeah, definitely.
The quality would have been outstanding.
Yeah, so for Dandenong, Nix McKenzie leads off. Chris Payne plays 2. Sammy Atkinson is 3rd, and Matty skips the Dandenong pulse. For Ocean Grove, equally strong. Max Rowley's come in. Peter Lowe's got a slight knee issue, so he's sat out this one. Max Rowley in. Brad Pavey plays 2. And then if one flapper was hard enough to beat, you've got to deal with 2 when you play Ocean Grove. Matty Flapper playing 3 for Ant Flapper skipping. So,
do you think he's got the knee injury because he's done the lion's share of the work in that Ocean Grove team?
that's your comment, not mine.
No, that was a question.
They're all bigger than me. No, he does have some sort of remedial action on his knee, so he does have an issue, an underlying issue. So, hope he's all right. But given they're already through for next weekend, maybe it's just precautionary. But
and not a bad thing to have a little rest and change things up. Max now having played both legs in this match, thus qualifying him through to next week.
And a very handy player in his own right, Max. Of course, played for a number of years in Bendigo and made the way down to Ocean Grove last season.
Played a bit of juniors for Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Younger brother Nick in the junior side
Still
at the
playing,
moment
yeah.
too.
Of course, their father, Darryl Rowley, is also a very good bowler, but one of the better ITOs you'll find as well.
Yep, heavily involved in our great sport are the Rowley family.
Certainly are. Chicken is his nickname, Darryl.
Something to do with the legs, I think.
Not sure, I guess so. Don't think he lays eggs. Never checked. Anyway.
Never asked.
No, true. Back to action here.
Second shot, Tyson Chromy. No, measure.
A quick call for measure. One bowl standing up, one laying down.
Tyson's going to look at this now and look to whether he plays the same shot or changes over to the forehand and gets a little piece of Gary's bowl and touches the jack. I think it depends if he thinks he's holding or not. I think if he's holding, he'd definitely play the backhand. If he thinks he's down, he'd consider the forehand.
We've had the benefit of Tyson Chromy in commentary a few times over the last couple of years, and I'll tell you what, he has an absolute eagle eye. He'll know if he's got shot. He is one of the best at picking it.
He's playing under the head for the bowl here.
He's just going to find the gap.
What a great effort.
Three shots apiece here, first to 21.
It's an important skill to have if you've got someone in your team with a very good eye, because if it makes a difference between playing one shot or the other, if you can back the person that you've got with you or yourself to know who's got the shot, it gives you such an advantage as to know then the right shot to play. Whereas if you're umming and ahhing, not only you don't know who's got the shot, it then makes it a bit more confusing as to what shot to play.
Yeah, not wrong. Well, we're going to find out the result of this measure. Oh, there you go. Tyson Chromy's already said, no, I'm comfortable. But that one's one for Gary Kelly, hence his shot selection previously. Of course, it'll be no surprise to most that the better players generally make the better judges of whether or not a ball is shot. (4-3) the lead to Gary Kelly.
In the match next door, 4-all in the singles, Burrows and Suns, and in the fours, the Burrows leading the Suns 3-zip after 3. Great opening bowl by Gary Kelly. Front toucher. Tyson just wanting this to run.
Mike Watch has tuned in from Aberystwyth in Wales. Nice to have you watching along.
Doesn't make that any easier for Tyson.
No.
Gary turning that bowl over. Might force the switch.
He's just asking what the gap is between the jack and the bowl. Almost playing a two-bowl plan here. Try and spit the jack out slightly.
And also just wanting to, if he misses, finish in a good area for his next. Played this very, very well.
Oh, superb bowling from Tyson Chromy.
Did you say two-bowl plan?
I did.
That he did in one.
Very efficient.
That's why I backed him. Gary not messing around here.
Oh, halves the bowl out. Neither of us really look like being wrong at the moment, do we?
Pretty standard, I would think, Tone.
Yeah, it's a tough game, but someone's got to do it. Tyson's going to want this to hurry.
Just, yeah, he doesn't quite have the journey. Still got one in the armour to come. Gary looking to add a second. Beat the jack high bowl of Tyson's.
Grovers pick up a couple of shots next door to open their account in the fours match. They've played 3 ends, trailing 4-2. Dandenong Pulse with the lead.
As Gary draws another shot, making it 2. Just that last bowl of Tyson's is just in the run that he'd like for an open draw at this. He can still navigate either side of it, but I'm sure he'd be happier if it wasn't where it is. Looking for jack or bowl here, Tyson. Preferably the jack. 2 to Gary Kelly. This takes a 6-3 lead early days in this match. Brody Harker also taking the lead. 8-4 here against Brad Marin.
He was in front early and then Brad Marin got it back to 4-all and Brody Harker obviously dialed in well.
8-4, they've just finished the end, taken one out and measuring for 2. Good opener again by Gary Kelly.
Oh, no good at all, that one. Just a nice little toucher. Takes the jack back just slightly.
That's 2 ends in a row. He's drawn a front toucher with his opening bowl.
It was 2 shots to Brody Harker. He's leading Brad Marin 10-4. And the 4 was in that match against Sebastopol CluBarham. Sebastopol leading 3-0 in the 4s.
After 3.
Very neat, isn't it?
It is.
Keeping some OCD in check. Have a look at this.
Doesn't build the target, in fact, reduces the target. That's how good that bowl is. Adds an extra one and reduces the target. Doesn't stop him running at it though. Wow.
Both.
What a shot.
All he missed then was yelling out both so everybody looked at the right time. Common ploy of certain bowlers.
Got anyone in mind there?
No, not at all.
Is Gary going to put it back?
it's almost exactly the same.
Thought
Nice
he'd better
little-
get another toucher. He didn't have enough this end.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Ain't bad.
As long as we're not singing at a grand final.
I was at that grand final, Tone. Geelong supporter, I sat there and I thought, if Geelong lose this game at Collingwood, I've paid $300 to listen to this. But when we beat them, it was well worth it.
Yeah, a distant memory, I'm sure. What's Tyson Chromy done here? I don't mind the track. It's just whether he's a touch heavy for that line.
Gary draws another one. That's his worst bowl for the end.
And it's in the count.
Less than 2 feet from the jack.
It's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we're going to see Wade again here from Tyson.
Yeah, if he can get the jack clean, he's got best
the back
back
one.
at this stage.
He potentially could get the edge of that shot bowl if he gets it absolutely perfect and get the other one out. You never know.
Just going this big weight now. Oh, goodness me.
And there goes rink number 1. The rink number has shot out of its hole. Straight over the back.
It's like we're at the show. And go back and set it all up again.
What are the chances of 3 times in a row Gary Kelly front toucher first bowl?
I think the way he's bowling, it's better than average.
Yeah. Marker Rodney Bates has just lost the jack, but with some advice from the crowd, he's managed to find it.
No fun in the crowd. Could have left him searching for a little while longer. Matty Lyle's pumped up next door.
He knows what's on the line here in this game.
He certainly does, yep. He's a very, very fierce competitor, Matty Lyle. Always in a respectful way.
He didn't let us down, Gary Kelly.
Better than average chance, maybe.
Yeah, I think you undersold him there. Tyson lining up first bowl, I think. He's driving well. Just under with that one.
Bounces back out of the ditch. Rodney Bates quick enough to get that one out of the way before it causes any damage.
I'm expecting another toucher here from Gary Kelly.
Or does he know any other way? Ooh. That's going to quote a bit of 12th man then, but then I realised exactly where I was. That's something near average. Dawson Chromy on the trip again. Finds
there's a hole.
Gap that's really not there.
Holes for bowls.
Not much of a hole, but got through. Wow.
Gary will want to tidy this up now.
We're looking for a bit of change.
Just wanting this to stay on the rink here. Should do. And in the count. It's not going to stop Tyson running though. The target's too inviting.
Can't find that hole again. Can find it a little bit wide though, so no change. Gary Kelly with 3. 1 bowl to come for both players.
Once again, he'll be looking to change this up. The next bowl from Tyson is the most important bowl in the match. If he misses everything, he goes down 10-3. If he gets the jack, could win the end and go within 2 shots.
Does he have to go back to the draw now?
I think he's going again. He's committed.
It's a better line.
And I think, again, that's the second time this afternoon we've seen a jack follow a bowl into the ditch. We saw it in our previous match. Still 1 to Gary.
He's won 5 of the last 6 ends.
In the Boroughs versus the Suns, there's no change in the 4s. It's still 3-0 lead after 3 to the Boroughs. But the Suns 13-5 up.
Obviously anybody who plays in VBL is a quality player, but I don't think I would have quite picked that. Brad Marin's very accomplished singles player.
And also if you look at the form that he's been playing these last 2 days, He's been playing very, very well. Whilst he didn't win this last game of pairs, a couple of things just didn't quite go his way, and he did play very good bowls.
And he beat Gary Kelly in singles yesterday, so
He did.
well, this morning. So he's certainly a quality player. But every time I look over, Brody Harker's got at least one camped right next to the jack.
On the jack, yep.
He's obviously playing very, very well.
This would be the loosest openers we've seen so far in this singles match here.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if there's not something wrong. No toucher from Gary Kelly, the first bowl.
He's done it second. I think the problem was they knew we were distracted and talking about something else, and they thought they'd wait until we were back on them.
Our apologies.
Yes.
Nice effort from Tice Chromy, just a touch shy. Only one down.
Not an easy shot here for Tyson. This is the big key with Gary Kelly. Not only does he play good bowls, but he just doesn't generally leave targets, even though he did last end. Generally speaking, when he nails that jack, he sits right on top of it.
Yeah, I think the other thing to note is he's heavier rather than short. Just about every time.
Is that a commentator's curse?
Which, yes, correct.
Completely. On cue. Thank you, Gary Kelly.
To Gary Kelly, I apologise. But by and large, he's beyond the jack, which means he's always got something there.
He plays an aggressive game, so he's given his bowls a chance.
Brody Harker's just pegged a bowl out clean to be holding a couple in his singles match against Brad Marin. If he can get down to Dandenong Club, there's still 4 matches in progress.
And with the amount of dead ends we're seeing here,
yeah,
some of these games are going to go down to the wire. Probably shows to how important these matches are and how much is on the line.
Sure does, and force of habit. Next door, they've rolled all the bowls back with a dead end, and somebody's picked up the jack and rolled that back as well. Players have just realised. Oops, sorry. Sent it back to be placed as it is in VBL. Brody Harker picks up another couple.
Taking him to 15-5.
Don't think it could be any more than that. Confirmed as 2 over there.
The fours ring over there still stuck on 3-0 after 3 tone. I don't know whether they haven't updated or they've had a couple of dead ends.
I'll have a look on the bowls link app and I'll let you know.
It's one of the handy things here at the VBL. You can always keep track of the scores looking on Bowls Link with live scoring.
Yeah, they're 1 end behind. There's been another single added to Sebastopol, so they would be 4-zip after 4.
Maintaining their level of OCD.
I like it. I like it.
Gary Kelly back on the jack.
Second bowl. That's been his new trend the last couple of ends.
Nevertheless, in countless ends, he's really putting pressure on Tyson with that first bowl. The pulse with it all to play here. What a great reply here from the young fella. And falls in for shot. He's He's not going to let Gary Kelly get away with all of it. He's got his own story to tell here. I wonder if Tyson might come under that bowl on the forehand of Gary Kelly's. Play a slightly aggressive shot here. Sit Gary out to hold 3. There's not much else on he's got unless he wants to draw around the front one. Rounds. Finishes at the back. What's Tyson going to do here? May just try that draw shot again. Take a little bit off. Round the front, see if he can add a second. Unless he's feeling adventurous and goes underneath. As Brody picks up another 2 and goes 17-5 in the singles.
He's red hot.
He's decided to go under. Playing the attacking shot. If he holds, he'll get this right. Well played, Tyson. He may have made 3 here.
Yeah, certainly 2. We'll see if it is 3. It is.
3 shots.
Gary Kelly concedes 3. That's a big pickup for Tyson Chromy. Hasn't been far away, but just hasn't been on the right side of the scoreboard. Trailing 8-3. All of a sudden, within a bang, it's 8-6.
And with the way Gary Kelly's been starting off with his first two bowls, he could well and truly have seen himself well behind. But to be within 2 is a great testament to him.
Bit of a change up here. He's brought the mat up close to the minimum length. Give himself a bit of room, but
Needed to change it somehow because Gary was just controlling that length. Not a bad opener, perfect weight. But just the placement of the mat, bringing it up, just affected the line slightly. Tyson asking this to slow down. And like all good bowls, it listened.
I don't mind. Mine don't listen to me.
Extra training required.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Marker Rod Bates indicating that he believes Tyson has the shot. Just wants it to get down. Doesn't want the outside of this. Sun's on the board over there in the 4s with a 2, trailing 4-2 after 5.
It's taken them 5 ends to do it, but they'll be glad to be on the board. Importantly, as we said at the start of the broadcast, I was about to call them Gold Coast Suns, but CluBarham Suns need to win both remaining legs and get the bonus point to be any chance of getting through. Of course, they rely on Ocean Grove beating Dandenong Club as well. Plenty happening.
Just goes to show, because they were no wins after 2, that they just, in this format, with top 2 going through, they just weren't out of it. Dandenong Club, of course, one of our major partners of Bowls Victoria, become the home, one of the homes of the VBL, Victorian Indoor Championships, Premier Reserve, Metro Pennant Finals, hosting many BV events, and they're of course our streaming partners here at Bowls Victoria, so we thank them very much for their support.
Yeah, superstar club here at Dandenong Club. Busy venue, they've got bowls on just about every day of the week. Night-time competitions, the whole lot. Of course, they often find themselves in the pointy end of bigger events.
Can he get under? Just got too much of that bowl.
It wasn't far off, and just getting a little tickle on the jack for a number there. But we'll wait and see. Players were saying this one was close, but favoured Tyson Chromy, so they are going to get down a measure.
Out the measure. Ocean Grove's one of their major sponsors, PFD Food Services, we see displayed on the centre of their shirts, which is Australia's largest family-owned food service distributor, delivers to the widest range of food service products direct to your kitchen.
There we go. Our umpire, Lorraine Dowson, was watching at the ready. Players have asked her to come in and check this one. Must be too close to call.
Brought in reinforcements.
Yep. She'll bring in some chocks and chock the bowl at standing up, and then use some calipers or something just to double check who's got shot. Here she comes now. Very experienced ITO is Lorraine Dowson. Umpired at all levels for many years. Some other scores from across this green. Brody Harker leading Brad Marin 17-8. Brad Marin has won the last end, so that hasn't been put on yet. But I'll give you that score when it does. And Sebastopol Burrows in the 4s leading 4-2 over CluBarham Suns. Bradley Marin picked up a single, so Brody Harker still leading in the singles for CluBarham, 17-9.
The Grove is also supported by a couple of other sponsors, one being Guard One Security Tone. Stay protected with licensed, trained and insured security guards from Guard One Security, servicing the industry in Melbourne, Geelong, Colac, Ballarat, Shepparton, Warragul and Apollo Bay.
I feel safer already. Thank you very much to Guard One Security. This must be close. Lorraine Dowson just checking a couple of times, as she's trained to do. Rolls out the Gary Kelly bowl for shot. So One more to the Dandenong club. Lead now 9-6.
So if Dandenong are to win both these legs, that gives them the win in this match with 2.5 to 1.5.
Yep.
And that'll be enough to secure the win for them. If they don't, then the result next door is going to play a big part on who goes through.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's going to be quite tense near the end.
So stay tuned.
Anybody standing behind Brad Marin's rink should watch out at the moment. He's lining up for a big drive. Just misses to the side. So Brody Harker's holding a couple. Can pot out on this end. Doesn't want to make the target any bigger over there. But
Speaking of not making targets, good opening bowl by Tyson. Just sits it in behind Gary Kelly's, forcing Gary to change hands. Got another viewer from Scotland, John Linus, joining us.
nice to have you watching with us, John. Bradley Marin killed the end. Couple of rinks over. Brody had missed that. Brody Harker would have had a relatively comfortable draw for the match. So plenty happening there. Back to action here. 9-6 the lead to Gary Kelly over Tyson Chromy.
That singles game between the Boroughs and the Suns is the only one that's not that close at the moment, but you most certainly wouldn't rule Brad Marin out from making a comeback.
No, definitely not. Yeah, nice bowl, Tyson
What a great
Chromy.
changeover. He wants it to get down though. He's left the target.
Players have found that hand a little more difficult. He was able to change over and get it in there, but as you say, Troy might have just left a little target. Doesn't want to be too narrow though. Just a bit narrow out of the hand, that one from Gary Kelly. Tyson Chromy is holding two. He's also got fourth shot.
Gives himself the chance here to level this match up. Makes this one count. He's 9-all.
He's really just got to bowl same bowl as his last.
Simple as that.
Doesn't sound difficult to me from here.
No, I haven't played a bad bowl today.
Nope. Tyson motioning as if he wants this one to hurry. Just doesn't want to be narrow.
Yeah, he's a bit of a let off there.
Yep.
Especially after his last one. He had the line, he had the weight.
Still picks up a couple. He's picked up 5 shots in the last 2 ends. Get this one back to only 1 shot the difference. Brody Harker bowling well.
Back on the jack.
This is where we need some cameras at either rink. Because there are some very, very good bowls being played. Bit of silence, definitely silence next door as Matty Lowell gets a little bit of good fortune. Everybody knows that does happen. So there's no celebrating, no yahooing.
Take one and run.
Yep.
Three to Brody Harker. Takes him to 20-9.
On the springboard, as they say. One more shot and he's out.
Really giving his CluBarham sons a great opportunity.
Ironically, there's almost a bit of pressure on Brody Harker now because they may well need shots up. So critically...
Pot out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
He's brought the mat up. Is he going to run the jack in the ditch?
I don't think so. He's been very good on the draw.
He had a cheeky grin on his face.
Yeah.
I think he was
He often
just
does.
tricking.
I'm actually not convinced. I'm sorry, not convinced. I'm not sure why he would have even changed the length. He's been very good on longer length ends.
Well, probably that. You viewers can't see it, but he's just drawn a front toucher. Gary Kelly style.
Yeah, he has. Brad Marin will probably have a run at this one straight up. Not going to allow that. Ooh, just misses wide.
Back to action here as Tyson Chromy just flicks the jack and draws a shot.
You could see him just putting the air brakes out saying, stop there and don't touch the jack. Brody Harker does not want to go anywhere near this shot bowl.
Pretty good reply by Gary Kelly here. Just trailing the jack to Tyson though. Tyson looking to beat that last bowl of Gary Kelly's. Or if he just drifts past it, he'll get a nice little cover. Gary does have the back bowls on this end. Might see himself play a little bit more aggressive with his last.
Yeah, Tyson will be looking to get something in and around there.
Even if you can beat that back bowl.
Well, he's certainly after it.
Oh, he just hasn't sent it.
Nope.
I think we're going to see Gary Kelly change hands here. Sit the bowl, trail the jack.
I don't know if he's got third shot or not, but he doesn't really have a heck of a lot to lose.
I think he does have
He
third
does,
shot.
yeah. It's one down as it stands. There's a good chance of making a bit of a number if he can get this one right.
Another one of those pivotal moments in this game.
Brad Marin and Brody Harker have had, I reckon, a 30-second discussion before this last bowl of Brad Marin's. No, he's just going to hang
this
wide. Brad Marin has missed, and that'll be the closeout of that singles match, 21-9. A great effort by Brody Harker. The match played in real good spirits. Players congratulate each other at the end.
And Tyson levels this one up, Tone, 9-all.
So that does the job for CluBarham Suns, which is, well, very important in the context of this match as well as that one. As you say, 9-all here. CluBarham have won the first 3 legs against Sebastopol. They need to win the last one, and then they need to rely on Ocean Grove beating Dandy.
And Sebastopol, however, though, 8-2 up in the 4s after 6.
Yeah, they're looking pretty strong, that combination.
Just gone off with his opening 2 bowls, the last couple of ends to Gary Kelly's exceptionally high standards.
I think he had a run of, what, 4 or 5 ends in a row with a toucher in either his first or second bowl. But
Yeah, and a very good toucher too.
Probably hasn't had one now in the last 3 or 4 ends. Tyson Chromy's put together 3 of the last 4. Right back in it.
Speaking of very good touches, doesn't get any better than that one. Tyson looking to add another, but doesn't want to fatten the target here.
Track's pretty good.
Just get in behind that he'd
slide
like.
in behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't want to catch the edge of his shot bowl.
Gary Kelly just asking Rodney Bates how many. Is it 2 or 3?
1, I think he said.
There you go. That is deceptive from here.
Which means we're going to see weight from Gary Kelly.
Tyson wanted to just put the finger measure on this one and check for himself. Called by Rodney Bates as 1 to Tyson at this stage.
Checking Rodney's work. Of course, Rodney Bates, a very experienced ITO.
Yep. And then the situation is that Gary Kelly only has 1 bowl on the ring. And his second shot, so it's got to be a little bit of a temptation for Tyson Chromy. Just trying to draw one in.
Needs to settle. If that other back one was close, well, this one's closer.
Yeah, 2 and a measure signalled now. So.
Does Gary Kelly back his drive, or if he's 2 and a measure down with no real target, he also has a very, very dangerous draw shot. I think he's going to elect to draw. You can never tell the way he lines up.
I was going to say, I won't be able to tell till it's out of the hand.
Electing to draw.
Oh, he's saying no, no, no.
He might turn this bowl in, though, if he just gets the back side of it, and he does. That's
Flops
probably may have got him second shot.
Yeah, certainly 1 to Tyson Chromy. We'll peel that one out. Put a tape on whether he can find any more. Very hard to tell from the angles we've got here.
Couple of ends played on the rink next door. Now 6 all in the 4s, Pulse and Grovers. Tyson taking the lead for the first time since end number 1.
Well, I've never been far away in terms of the head setup or the standard of bowls, but Gary Kelly had a real purple patch for a little while.
He sure did.
Tyson just getting the better in the last 4 or 5 ends.
The way this is going, it might outlast these 2 4s matches, this singles game, and all be on the line.
Yeah, there's every chance. Although these two both capable of picking up big numbers as well. So
Yes, they are. Gary Kelly holding 2. A couple of loose ones from Tyson to his standards. way he's playing, I'm sure he'll draw the shot or get very, very close if he doesn't. Just needs to run. Not quite. Gary looking for the jack. Hasn't. But he gets the shot. Interesting. Rodney Bates saying 1, which means Tyson's last bowl had drawn the shot. Which may see Tyson play a couple of feet away. He's got that catcher. Sit the bowl, trail the jack. He was just having a look there as to whether he thinks it is just 1. If it's more than 1, he may elect to draw, but if he's only 1 down, he may be looking for a yard of weight. Sit the bowl, touch the jack. Playing more than a yard. Playing this very, very positively.
Finds a gap.
Can Gary Kelly just move this jack 2 or 3, 4 inches sideways and make a maximum count of 4?
He wasn't far away with his last. Pretty special for us to see here on BVTV. Of course, our stream powered by Moama Bowling Club and Dandenong Club.
Following it down. Having said that, Tyson Chromy's bowl has fallen out, which I think has given Gary Kelly 3 shots.
Oh dear. Yeah, just as it was halfway down, it's just fallen.
It's a cruel game, but it does give Gary Kelly 3, and he takes the lead back.
Yeah, very big in the context of this match, and with that, we'll have a change in commentary. We'll leave you with Sammy Rogers. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you, Tone.
Well, can't quite believe that last result there. Tyson's bowl was fairly out halfway through Gary's delivery, and he's only 1 down and ended up dropping a 3. And as the boys touched on, that ticks things over to 12-10. The scoreline that we're sort of most interested in, and that must have changed on the last bowl there. It's the far rink of the Barham Suns and Sebastopol Boroughs Fours match. Barham can win that, then they are right in with a sniff. Of course, depending results on the stream rink and the Fours rink next door. Barham are holding a couple in the last 10. Andrew Brown must have come up with either something pretty good or pretty fortunate, because it looks like the Suns were going to score that end. The Boroughs have picked up a 1 and now lead 9-3 with just 4 ends remaining. So time running out for the Barham Suns to keep their VBL3 campaign alive back here. It's been back and forth most of this game. Gary's got this set up nicely. Forces Tyson to plays back in on that side, just turns underneath. Still can't get over that last result. He's pretty right. He's just the one down. Gary with nothing but a draw. Gary's fallen well short of drawing the second one, and all that picked up a 3 himself. Looking to add a second here. And do not worry, you don't have to listen to just me for the last hour or so. I've got one of the stars of the Warrnambool Bulls franchises. It's Matthew O'Brien. Good afternoon, pal.
Evening, Sammy. How's it going?
Thanks for jumping on for the last action of the second sectional weekend here at Dandy Club.
Got a very interesting finish coming up here, don't we?
Yeah, it's really depending on the far rink in the fours. If Barham get up there in with a sniff, but they do trail by 6 with 4 to play. Plenty of time, plenty of ends. Though it might not matter if Gary Kelly can run away with this one. He's got this set up pretty well. One right in front of the jack. Nothing much for Tyson to work with. Good weekend for you guys, mate. Top of the section.
Weekend,
Happy days.
Very good from the boys. We had a nice weekend. Really good all-round effort.
Yeah, definitely one to look out for. Of course, looking forward to finals weekend at Barham. Next Friday and Saturday, we'll be up there, bring you all the action.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Might be my first time up there at Barham under the new roof. Played there probably 15 years ago, I reckon, when they had no roof, state pennant finals. It should be good.
They've gone from one roof to two in the last week or so. It's just
gone
gone
last
up
week.
in
They've
the
got
last
the
little while.
canopy up for the other one. So
Look forward to getting up and checking it all out. Gary's searching here on the backhand. No change. Tyson, last bowl of the end, doesn't really have a lot on by the looks of it.
No, you've almost got to cop your medicine here. Try and draw it cold on the forehand or cop one down.
See what he comes up with. Tough shot. Just got to try and draw as close as he can on the backhand. I think's the play. Nothing past the jack.
Backhand, sorry, left-hander.
Yeah.
You've been on me already first hand.
Been a few of me on the stream ring this weekend.
It's a fair effort.
Sort of threw his head back, giving it away early. He was probably a fraction over to draw it off. So actually, I think the signal might have been 2 there, is it?
Didn't look like 2, but
No, 1. 1 it is. 6 things over to 13-10. Grover's scored a 3 on the last end of the 4, so they lead for, well, that'd be the first time in the game they've hit the front. Gazza pulling up short. Keeping a close eye on the 4s on the rink next door as well. It's been a pretty good game. Dandy have done well to sort of sneak ahead. Grover's with some momentum. Lala's been saving them a few shots, hasn't he?
yeah, he's played a few real big ones right when they've needed it.
As good as the Pulse's front end have gone, Maxi Rowley and Brad Pavey has been on heat this weekend for the Grovers. Playing 2 in that 4s combination is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, it's a
next weekend.
formidable team, absolutely. You got Matty Flapper playing 3rd. You know you've got a really solid
Yeah,
team.
yeah, you've got it set up pretty nicely. Keeping on the far rink here, Matty O. Sun's holding on to 1. It's a very tight hand. I wouldn't imagine there'd be any sort of number. So perhaps have it pretty well surrounded, so time ticking out. In fact, it must have been a 2 on the previous end because it's now 10-3. We just hadn't quite had the score updated, yep. So the longer we go on, the more likely it becomes that the 2 teams playing here on the stream rink will progress from Section C. Andy Pulse went into the game sitting second on the ladder. Just 6 points ahead of the Sebastopol Boroughs, but despite the fact it looks like, well, the game overall is still in the balance, they might lose this one and still hold on to second place, given the way that first 3 legs had gone the way of the Suns. He's sort of just gone real good the last.
It's exactly what you want going into the last 2 games of the evening. Sort of three teams still vying for that last position.
Yeah, sort of, I guess, your guys' section was sort of a bit rare in the fact that it was over that early. Usually it's like at least one of the spots is still open.
It's just the way
very often. Fair go here.
Oh, what a shot. Just the way the draw panned out, that both teams that won Friday night played against teams that lost on
Yeah,
Friday
correct.
night.
Even the Friday night one, Bendigo East were right in that until the last
both
little bit against Deer Park. Yeah. Shot by Tice, gets the jack out into the open, still down.
Few heads been thrown back there in the Sebastopol ring.
Yeah, Andrew Brownsley flicked the shot ball out and made, would have been at least 4 or 5. He's just missed. That would have just about wrapped things up. Mrs. Brad, all their boys are searching to see if they can make any more than a 1, because
they really need a score.
So they win the end, that's right. Time is running out. Last ball, Gaz has finished. It's in a pretty annoying spot. Tyson can't see the jack. I wouldn't have thought from the mat anymore. He backed himself to play something up the middle, or a forehand draw around the corner.
Backhand sort of lurk under the front. He can land the orange and stay, or get a slide off and get the jack.
Yeah, like that. A few good angles to work with.
Just this ditch rink, so ditch side's a very tricky side to play. Sometimes they go early, sometimes they hold on. Looks like he's shaping up to play that.
There's a couple that looks like they go late as well. You've called this one pretty well, Matthew.
Looks like he's going solid for both bowls.
Pretty firm. Is he under the front? He's under the front. Gets one of Gary Kelly's bowls out. Gets his own on the way through.
Has he done enough to hold one at the back?
I think he might. Camera from behind. The head's always the best angle. See if we can get an indication from Mr. Bates once he has a look at things. Bowl's been scattered everywhere. There's a few touches in all of that. He has, so one blue paddle is the way of Tyson Chromy, so good shot.
Yep, played it well. He was obviously just trying to get that clean. Obviously had 2 seconds. Clipped one of his own out, but what's guys are going to play here? Shaping up to play forehand.
Barham hold on to that one on the far rink here. So 10-4 through 9, 3 hands left.
Draw won't do it for him.
Draw won't do it. They still need those bonus points. Yep.
Shot there for Matty Lowell on the rink next door.
How far is Gary getting down here? Far enough for shot.
Oh.
Falls in. He's
Fair effort.
definitely shot. Stands up, makes it close. It was pretty good all the way. It's just contact on Tyson's shot bowl and sort of locked in there. Tyson not giving us a whole lot on the way back.
Nothing.
He's
little shrug of the shoulders.
He's got no idea.
Don't know if I've got it. I don't know what shot to play.
He's got no clue.
Backhand draw.
Yep, still room to draw it. Even if he was to turn Gary's bowl out, can make a couple here.
Pace looks good.
Somewhere in the zone.
Will it get down?
Let's get all the way back. Little touch of the bowl,
What a
Matty.
shot.
Oh, turns
Could
it
not have
out.
played that
So
any better.
very nice. Makes it a couple.
Made a couple. Brilliant.
Happy days. Shot by Tyson Chromy.
Oh.
himself back to the one. That has been a common theme this week. Matthew on the rink next door. Anthony Flapper sends the jack flying across a few rinks, and they'll restart there. 9-6 through 8. He'd come off a bit worse for wear there. Asking for the sub. And Peter Lowe was slightly crippled at the moment as well, so they might be one short here for the rest of that one, Grovers. So 13-12 in this 21-up contest. There's around 45 minutes left to play in terms of time as well, so cutting things a little close. A few dead ends in this one.
Yep, few dead ends. Lots of singles.
And the opener from Ticeland's Jack High. Gary in the area as well. First bowl has been very good every time.
It's critical, that first bowl pressure in singles. If you can nail it with your first, it's a massive advantage.
Just trying to get an indication, Matty, of the fours, where the head is. It's highly congested. There's a lot around it, isn't there?
A lot of different coloured bowls.
I know who is who. I just can't see where the jack is at the moment.
Minimum length then. Matt's right back, Jack right up. There's 8 bowls within 2 foot. You could throw a handkerchief over them.
Yeah, it's all mix and match as well. It couldn't be any more than one up or one down either way. Not what you want to hear if you...
Suns follow up.
Yeah. Behind the Suns, JT's going up for a look, playing third in that one. Boys have found the weight here pretty well. Just need one of them to nail the line to get the shot. Has Tice done enough? Don't think it's ran far enough in the end, so chance here for Gary. Touch of the jack around the corner for 3. Might be holding anyway. Somewhere thereabouts,
Yeah,
surely.
close.
Touch of the jack is all time.
Ideal.
Gary Kelly,
Yeah, good
touch of the
shot.
jack, down the line for 3, doing everything he can to ensure the Dandenong Pulse join the Grovers next week up at Barham in finals weekend.
Tice will be a bit more positive here, sort of give himself a chance. Land the bowls, trail the jack.
Go big here.
Opted to go big. Take all the variables out of the situation.
Crashes the front, and all of a sudden, what was a real sort of back and forth game, here's a chance for Gary to throw in.
Open it right up.
Might be a 4th, and yeah.
Brown duck over there.
Yeah. I think Scotty Roberts has just moved a couple of bowls around, and Brady just saying that's a lot different. Don't know if it was any better for them, but
Or he's got a big smile on his face. There's a fair bit of banter going on over there. They pretty good mates, a few of them.
this guy's going. Has he done enough to throw it in?
I think he has.
He's pretty good, Matty.
Played it well. It's brilliant.
Thank you. That was letting right on top of the jack. Dawson had seen enough and concedes the 4 before it gets there. In terms of big scores, he's only picked up 3 and a 4. The rest 1s and 2s. The 3 and the 4 have come in the last 4 ends to get him within striking distance of 21. 4 away, Gary Kelly. With the way things are going in that 4s game between the Boroughs and the Suns,
Yeah, you'd think
it's looking more likely that
Suns
the
need to win
DC
every
Pulse are on their way.
Gaz is on a nice track here. Yeah, what a shot. Right on the front of it. Stepped it up a level the last couple of events since we've been on, haven't he? Since
Yeah, he sure has. Tosh trying to get as close as he can here. Just need more weight.
Gives him a chance.
Stopping time for second.
Played it well.
Yes.
Gives himself options to score now.
Give me a close eye on the fours game there. Last bowler's been played. JT looks like he's held the shot. Wouldn't be any more than 2. And if it is 2, JT quick tape on that. So
Gazza, what a shot. Right on the front of it. No target. That's brilliant.
It's high quality bowls. Suns not without a chance. Only 2 ends remaining.
Surprised Tice is going this. Still opted to draw. The track just not quite there, I don't think.
Doesn't want to land in the way. Well, yeah, hasn't made it any easier. And Gazza with a chance to throw in a third and get himself
just the one to Barham. They
very
need
close.
6
Yeah, it
in
was
2.
doable. I'm not sure during the entire 10 ends play that Barham have actually looked like making a number the way their heads have set up.
They had one sort of end they had a trail on for 5 or 6.
Yeah, that was.
Or he ended up landing the ball for shot.
Yeah, it was actually good because they were full of 5 or 6 down themselves, weren't they?
It was massive, all or nothing.
And saying that, Jared Hammond's just landed the opener right on top of the jack for the Suns on end 11. How's Gaz going here? Done enough to add the third in. How's he going? Not enough, just the 2. It's Tyson seeing here. Matty, can he see any contact to the shot bowls to go big, or
I think he's
backing himself once again?
Got to score. He's got to take the punt and play weight under his own on the back end. Either real solid and kill it or pop it to his own.
Tough shot there's just got to find some sort of guide inside of Gary's last bowl.
Yeah,
Tell you what, oh my,
Here.
oh my, Tyson Chromy, you're kidding.
What a shot.
He hasn't.
That is
He
brilliant.
has.
What a shot.
Keeps himself in the contest.
Absolutely
The shot
brilliant.
bowl out for 1. 17-13. Huge bowl.
Got to be a contender for the Kodak shot of a day, doesn't it?
Kodak. Hey, next week, wait till we get up there next weekend. Everything's sponsored by Don's Kitchen. They don't know it yet. We love a bit of Don's. You haven't been up there. You got no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, sorry.
You haven't.
Straight over
I
the
just
top of my
assumed
head.
because the
Haven't been
Valleys
there.
were up there last year as the qualified team.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
Haven't been up there.
Thank you for the balls, yes.
Is that the restaurant
Don's
name,
Kitchen
is
is the Chinese restaurant
Aha.
just inside. Inside the main club. Opener from Tice.
He's backed it up again with a good starter. Fair reply from Gaz, drawn the shot, touch up.
A little stamp of the foot as that one came out their hand. So we're going to be positive to this, the way it sits. Nothing to lose. How's he gone? Sits at fat, falls down.
Falling in for shot.
as you can see the intent, just missing wide. Stays on at the back of the rink.
We'll see something pretty similar from Tice, sort of a couple of feet, hit the bowl or trail.
Another one to the Grovers in the 4 as they tick that over to 10-6 after 9. How's he going here? Is he don't have to change the shape of this or not? Very close. Just want the outside. That's exactly what he got. There's a bit of a target. Case just wants to make sure he's definitely holding shot here before he plays anything a bit different.
Rod's backed himself in. Said, yep, definitely got it.
Okay, just needs to turn a fraction. Get to the wide bowl, turns it down. Well, still just the one, assuming that Mr. Bates is spot on.
It is just the one.
To Gary.
Yeah, nice
Nice shot here for Tyson. Yeah, did you stick on the forehand still? Or?
Yeah, it's much kind of hand. I think he's touched the jack down the line. He makes 4. Can get off Gaz's bowl. It's sort of a bit of a straight patch here on that hand, so you want to be missing this tight, if anything, I think.
So, a little update on the Suns Burrows 4. Suns are holding 1. The head was no good for them despite holding 1. They were never getting anything more out of it. JT's killed it. They'll restart.
Is he going to get down? Wow, look at that rip.
Oh, wow.
What a shot.
Yeah, back flop it onto the jack as well. 4th bowl in the last 2 ends. Matty, how good's it been?
Clutch. 2 down to 1 up last end, then 1 down there makes 2. Don't think he's quite made 3. That's clutch. Big weight.
It's as quick as he goes.
Oh, that's a toucher in the ditch, I think. What a shot.
So Gaz has hit it. The jack stayed in pretty much right next to the rink number. His last bowl that was a toucher has followed on, and Tyson's is not a toucher, follows through, and he'll pick up 2 huge bowls by both.
Massive hit and optimum result.
Yeah, the fact he sort of bellied it and jumped over and ran on as well.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for it a result, but once you hit it, what happens after that? It's down to fate.
Correct, so he gets himself within 2 now. Does Gary Kelly for the Dandenong Pulse, 19-13. It doesn't absolutely guarantee them a place still in the finals weekend. If the Grovers 4 combination take that leg win, the Barham Suns find 6 shots in the last 2 ends.
Got holding 2 at the moment after the Leeds bowls on the second last end.
Yeah, good stuff by Jared Hammond opening. So was that by Gary. Just relentless, really. The Barham Suns going into this game without a win.
On 3 points.
JT has
One
played.
solitary
JT
win.
has played a 0 out of 10 all weekend. Going into this one with minus 42 shot differential, and there's still half a chance.
With 1 rink wind. That's the positive of the bonus points, is you're never out of it.
Correct.
They've had 1 rink win in the first 2 games, and then you can still come out and make the finals.
If you're ever half a chance, especially early on in sectional play, for force games in the balance, you're able to sneak those extra 5. They can come in all important. Twice has added the weight, just asking for it to move a little bit more.
That's a fair reply. Good second.
Well, the Suns boys have that head loaded up. They've got
4.
3, all 3 nearly on the jack.
I'm tipping we'll see weight here from the Sebas boys.
I think so. As Gary added in a second.
Yeah, good shot.
He has. He stands up. It's nicely played.
boys on that far rink in the four, so now they got 3 bowls within 2 inches of the jack.
This is correct. Tyson, how's he done here? Is he running far enough to get the shot?
What a shot. That's
Was it
brilliant.
ever in doubt?
Wowee.
Pretty solid fist pump there halfway
Yeah,
down the
he's
green as well.
Pumped up. It's not a dead rubber to him, you can tell.
Yeah, no, 100%. Also good, nothing for
Grover.
guys to play it now either.
Yeah, no, the Grover boys are guaranteed to get through, but they still want to win it. It's almost checkmate. He's got to play the perfect draw shot here on the forehand. This has got a solid chance here to make a couple. Any contact on.
Is it still the same hand, or is he changing over and trying to turn Gaz's through the shot bowl to make
play
it
it either hand with a foot to 2, get onto his own bowl, or Gaz's on the on his backhand, or if he wants to play the forehand, he can get onto Gaz's and roll it back. I guess that's what he's more confident with. Backhand it is. Right idea. Gave himself a chance with the weight.
Snags himself for a 1. Bit back and forth action here. 19-14. How we go on the far rink, Matty O?
Suns are still holding 3. Measure for 4. 1 bowl left from the Burrow third.
Yeah, so Scotty Roberts with 1 to come, and then skips bowls from Brad Orr and Andrew Brown left. So still a little bit to play out. Scotty Roberts with his first one just tried to play a yard on to try and open things up. Not an easy shot, as we said. He's trying to play the same.
Surprised they're not going just flat out on it, sort of delete the end and start again.
It's just draw weight here.
Yeah, it's almost like they're happy to drop 3 with that weight, which is an interesting decision.
Scotty's finished up short to a pack of bowls that are, there's 3 surrounded the jack, 2 in front,
Got a big
1 just to the
opportunity
side.
Or he can put 1 or 2 in. Gives him a big sniff.
Could be right back on with 1 end to play after this.
Start there from Tice.
4 ends in a row, the way of the Grovers fours combination. They pick up another single,
What a
2 ends
reply
remaining.
from Gaz. That's brilliant.
How good is that?
Right on the front of it.
Gets to the stage of these last few legs where there's so much happening. The spot, there's just 2 matches going on that affect the result. Brad Orr has put down the shortest bowl on the rink there.
The only positive is it's right on the line.
From
I think.
our angle, it looks like it could be on the line, couldn't
Does.
it? Maybe forces Brownie just to play enough to open things up.
Yeah, that's just a
Going real big.
trickier shot. No, mustn't be on the line. He's going solid. With the front.
Well,
Could Ori land that orange for
half a
6?
chance, yeah, without
7?
sort of going away to what's happening with the vision you guys can see. Skaza is still holding 1. Twice trying to
Ori can. There's 1
draw this off on the backhand.
solitary
Yep.
Burrow bowl left. Ori can land it for 7.
Does he play it, or does he play safe and just try and add a 4th?
I think they'll go for it.
That is definitely searching weight for
Yep,
the orange
he's looking
bowl.
for it.
Could
They're
be
interested.
huge here for the CluBarham Suns. Are
No.
they interested?
He's just missed it. Oh, he's a bowl wide.
Hasn't missed by a lot. Has not missed by a lot.
They still hold 3 in a look, so they're not dead yet. What does Tice do here?
No, I didn't know whether that changed an angle or not. It sort of doesn't have anything past the jack. I mean, he's not game down right now, but if he misses, he does give Gaz the chance to add the second in. This is usually where I ask the expert what shot to play, because you've played enough games
Well,
on
you've
this
played
green
a few
last
games
little
yourself,
while.
Sammy. Don't sell yourself short. Got a question for you is, what does Brownie do? Does he cop 3 down? Or because if he plays any weight, he's a chance of getting his own
Yeah,
down.
huge call. He can play yard on. They got Scotty Roberts' bowl in a catching position. Dawes tried to draw it off around the corner. Tough shot. Wasn't far away.
Probably didn't have a lot else on.
Almost fills that gap for Gary to draw it on the back end.
Gaz has got a chance to draw for the game here.
Keeping it light at the same time on that far ink in the fours. Brownie trying to draw as close as he can on the forehand. I tell you what.
Fair effort. He's
huge effort for 4th shot. Game on.
3 to the Suns. They require 3 more.
They'll need a 3 on the last end. If they pick that up and the 4's result in the Grovers Pulse game remains the same,
they'll come
the
from
Burrows
the
from, yeah, they were gone. They will win. Gary Kelly back here, drawing to finish this one off.
Sticking with the backhand.
Yeah, sticking with the backhand. He's been playing this hand very well this game. Can he come up with
Doesn't
one
like
more?
it, body language. He looks as though he's high, but he's more interested now.
Yeah, it started moving late, but it didn't have the pace in the end. It's one away. We'll go another end.
Suns are right on it first bowl. Front hopper.
Jared Hammond, last 3 ends, come to play, putting the pressure on.
Setting them up well.
The Burrows.
A few of the Dandenong crew are looking over on that
It's
rink next door.
just gone a little quiet again, hasn't it? Gary just missing slightly short, gives Tyson a look at it with his opening bowl.
Yeah, needs to jump on here.
This is where we need the split screen going.
Need a camera on each rink, the old press red for Ed. Started there by Tice. Angles has played a brilliant shot on the 4s next door, made a couple, landed a bowl.
Just needs a clear run on the side here. That's if he's got the weight to clear it.
Pace, yep.
Doesn't. Just back down to the line. Gary can be fairly positive at this. Not fair to say in the far rink, Matty as Gary Kelly comes up with the shot. No one's been brave enough to go near it after Jared Hammond's opening bowl. It's still 1 and JT's on the mat, so...
Yep. There's plenty of room. We've got sort of 2 foot to draw. Another couple in there. JT looks interested.
Just got to have the right weight here and he's okay. No, he crashes, so... Running out of opportunities, the Suns on this last end. Here, Tice, oh no.
Oh.
Well, gets a little slide, flicks the jack out, still game down. Himself a little bit more of a look at it.
Still plenty of room in that 4s game.
There is, JT needs to
Big
throw
one
this
here.
one in.
Yep.
He's got, what, 2 feet to draw second?
Yeah, really needs another one in here.
I think his pace was okay with his first. But here, Gary Kelly looks to nail one on top of the jack to put the lights out on it. Tice will have last bowl.
JT looks quick. Doesn't like it.
No, it's going to have to be up to Brad Orr to throw two in. And
Yep. He has
the
got
Borough's,
plenty of room.
yeah, the Borough's still with a chance to close that room down. Yes, Gary gone.
Just pulling up a fraction short.
The line was
Lovely
unbelievable. It almost is a bit of nuisance value if Tice was hoping to get a look to draw the shot.
Yeah, he's just under that sort of with a foot, probably 2 foot over, give himself a chance to crash his own up and stay, or then gets a shot bowl.
Scotty Roberts misses out. It's a wide open head on the far rink aside from the one. Suns bowl on top of the jack.
As Ori walks back to the mat, it's all on his shoulders.
So they're 10-8 down the last end. They need 3.
Tice looks like he's going big here.
Just needs to get all the way
Off his own. Oh, was good.
Yes, we get to keep playing and watching. Nice.
Ori.
He does enough, I
Ori
think.
needs to hurry. Oh, I think he's dropped just short.
He has. The line was
Only
okay.
A bowl or two.
The only thing is on that far rink is, yep, Tice does pick up the one, so 15-20 is the score. Momentum hard to come by now. And this one, it's just those couple of numbers where Gary picked up that 3 and that 4.
Really stepped it up.
That's the difference right now. Yeah, the only thing about Ori's last one, and there's quite a few bowls short of the jack. I don't know if there's an option for him to kill it here and restart if
Yeah, I think that makes
his last bowl doesn't count.
really tough now.
There's no number on elsewhere. That the shot bowl's right in front of the jack. Andrew Brown is absolutely underneath, as you said, Matty.
Hands on hips for Ori.
Yeah, so I think the situation is they know they're only holding one. I don't think there's any look at him to kill it. There's too much traffic.
Only option I can see is there's 2 bowls. He might be able to get them both out, but he's going to have to hang around.
He plays enough to try and turn his own and run up himself with his last bowl. I don't know if JT's just blocking that. Started by both boys here.
Yeah, good reply there from Gaz.
See if we can get a camera on that far end to get you a shot. That'll do. Tice holding one here.
Tice just under here.
All right, we'll get a look at it. There you go. You can see the head there on the far rank. This is pretty much the second spot decided. Barham's Sons holding one. It's the shot bowl on top of the jack. As you can see, everything else is fairly well surrounded. Gary Kelly lining up back here. Bradall just contemplating what to play. He's on the mat now. Gary Kelly has missed wide. Nothing will change. Bradall's bowl is on the way there. Searching, trying to get a little bit of movement. No one seems overly interested.
Hasn't done enough to make 3.
That's the orange bowl of Will Matthews, who's the lead for the Sebastopol Boroughs. And they were half a chance Earlier on that end, there was a bit of room. No one was quite able to add to the count. And Prattle had to come up with something a little bit different. Looks like they'll miss out back here. Tyson holding the one. Still needs another one in the head.
Fair track, just a fraction short.
Now the line, didn't he? Just didn't throw it in the end. Interesting, Matty, that Andrew Brown still walked back to the mat on the far end, so... I mean, it's definitely not 2 or 3. I can only think the boys aren't 100% aware of
They mustn't know
what the situation is.
Yeah.
I know there's lots of change of numbers
There's
with
a
the
lot happening,
format.
yep. Very surprised he's playing it. They've got the rink win.
Yeah,
Definitely only one
his
down.
last ball doesn't change anything, so they'll shake hands and we'll get confirmation of what it was. It can't be a 3, so looks like a Dandenong club. We will hold on to second place, the Polks rather.
No. That's unbelievable. Please.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Turns another one of Tyson's into the head, and we'll keep playing here. We're still going, Matty.
It's a tricky hand.
2017.
Just goes to show how tricky it is. Best in the world. Obviously, very surprised by what's happened there.
See things opened right up late for the Grovers Force combo. That is good luck if you're playing them. I wish you all the best next weekend.
Formidable team, absolutely.
Even it looked like they were in a bit of a battle. They've just gone bang late. That one doesn't quite get back late. Little room here for a shot to be drawn.
Shot there from Gaz. Drawn the shot, Tice down game. Needs to do something here. Hurry. Fair crack here. Oh, it's a nice little slide off the front. Very fortunate. Guys are not happy with something behind him there, going for a drink of water.
Is that something down the other end or down their end?
He had to look backwards and sort of just a reset, I think. Asking Wombat Jargo what's going on with the... Just wanted to
It's gone
confirm
the tactical
situation.
timeout?
Yeah. Interested. Very interested. What a shot. He's pumped up. pumped up. Wow. There's a bit going on here. Yeah, right.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gary's got very pumped up.
Yeah, no, he sort of
stared
screamed
down
out, get it
Tangles.
right after he's got it off. So I'm not sure if he's frustrated with something that was happening down the other end, maybe, Matty. I sort of missed everything that happened there.
Something
But
obviously upset him because there was a bit of passion in there. And
yeah, well, there was a bit of a pause before he played the bowl, and then, yeah, very vocal, wasn't it?
big stare down to two big boys looking at each
Not
other,
sure, if we
Matty
caught,
and Gaz.
not sure if we caught that on the camera. A few words exchanged on the crossover. Chrome's going to play a good one here on the forehand, otherwise it's game over. He's searching. He's searching. He's searching. He's searching.
Oh, what a shot.
He saves the game. He saves the game. He falls down for shot. He gives a bit of a fist bump. Not sure where this has come from, but there's a bit of feeling in it. Both the boys have qualified for Barham. We're just confirming that it was a 1 in the 4s on the far rink to the Suns, so they go down 10-9. And the way it sits on the ladder, it's 25 points to the Pulse. Barham and Sebast 22 each, of course, game over. So no more points to be gained.
Bragging rights from here on in.
It'd be fair to say, not leaving anything out of here.
No. You'd think, oh, both through, sort of put the cue in the rack and let's go and have a drink, but no.
Can Gary reply to finish the game? Only needs the 1. It's it holding in time.
Well, hold on.
Has he got enough weight to turn the bowl out? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Shall we blow the time or shall we keep playing? Let's play one more end. Nah, still a few minutes left anyway. So he picks up the 1, 2018. They're still going. Wow, indeed, Mickey West. Couldn't be here this weekend, and he'll be up there in Barham. Don't you worry about that. 3 ends in a row to Chromy. 1-2-1. Just keeps himself in the game.
Tyson, Gary having a bit of a chat here. Looks like someone, for a point, it must have been something said in the crowd. I think before Gaz's 3rd bowl, he looked back and went and had a drink. So obviously there was something said that upset him a bit because he really roared his own.
And I took that personally.
Yep.
All right, so all of a sudden, Tice is just 3 away now. And he crashed into Gary's there, turned it up. Ball in front of Jack High. As he gets to this first, could make things very, very tricky.
Yeah, really want to get on the front of it here. Put the lights out. He's left it open. Ty's still a chance here. To do it with his last. He has been clutch with his 4th bowl a few times lately.
This is correct. Definitely has the weight here, Gary.
Get down to the front of it. What a shot. Agreed.
That's going to make things very, very tricky indeed. Anything you can see there, Matty, behind the head. Does anything line up? Not that that's a toucher on front of the jack.
Yeah, he's on the options, sort of halving that last bowl and running on. Just bringing the jack back and hoping his ball runs on with it.
He's done it once before. It's just having a look at the angle sort of behind the head if he was to go big, and just looks like the jack's going straight down the line. We have seen a few bounce around and bounce out of the ditch this weekend.
Looks like a big weight, trying to kill it, hoping the jack bounces out of the ditch, which they can do on this. Really solid. He's caught the front.
Catches the front, and what was an absolutely class game of singles between Gary Kelly and Tyson Chromy. Gary Kelly gets the one on the final end to wrap up the victory, and it wraps up Dandenong Pulse's place. Next weekend, we'll see them back in action up at CluBarham.
Quality game. Exception from both players. Brace at the end. No hard feelings are going to go often.
Big
Have a drink.
congratulations to all 4 teams down here at Dandenong Club who have qualified. Of course, the WARRNAMBOOL Bulls and the Deer Park Club already through earlier today. And the Ocean Grove Grovers and the Dandenong Pulse will join them next weekend. We'll be up there. Big thank you to all the crew here at Dandenong Club for once again looking after us. Another big weekend of bowls. Big thanks, of course, as well to the Dandenong and Moama Bowls Clubs for pairing the stream this weekend. We'll be back next Friday up at CluBarham for finals weekend. 2 p.m. kickoff. Make sure to follow all our socials to keep up to date with the streaming games. Matty, thanks for joining us to wrap up this one.
Thanks, Sammy. See you next week.
And we'll be back up at Barham. We'll see you there next weekend. VBL3 Finals weekend coming your way.